This is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report. And we are here today to talk Venezuela. You know, it's funny. I was outside the gym a couple weeks ago and we met a lady that I've seen at the gym a ton of times, and she's actually from Venezuela. And we started talking about what's happened with Hugo Chavez and Maduro now and the trying times that are there. And she's very concerned about her native country, and rightfully so, because they've run out of food. You see a lot of them surging on the border. You see a lot of them just eating dogs, pet dogs, because of the major food crisis there, food, medicine, and all that stuff. It's a total collapse of the currency, a total collapse of the country. And the people there have had enough. So they've had a bunch of rallies, if you've seen. I think it was just last week. Over 2.5 million people got out there and marched against Maduro. And they said, we've had enough. We've had it here. We need some change. What does Maduro do? This idiot goes out, comes up with a proclamation, and he basically said, look, I don't like what I'm seeing here with these crowds. All right, so I'm going to arm the militia. And if you look at the militia, the Bolivarian militia is about 100,000, and it was created by Hugo Chavez, who was before Maduro. And basically, right now, he feels that there's word out there that there's about 400,000 loyalists, and he's saying, look, I don't like what I'm seeing here, that people don't like me, so I'm going to arm these loyalists. I'm going to hand out firearms to these loyalists. And it brings up a serious question here, folks, okay, or issue. Because if you look at it, what happened is they initiated a new gun law, and it took into effect. And what it did is it banned commercial sales of firearms and ammunition. And under this law, only the army, the police, and certain security groups, companies could buy arms. And they had to buy them from state-owned weapons and manufacturers and importers. And so, essentially, gun control. They took the guns away from the people. If you look at, I think it was China, they once said, you know, one of our biggest concerns about ever invading the United States would be the fact that there are so many guns and so many people that have them. So it's not like fighting a normal citizenry. And that's one of the biggest concerns that a lot of us have. I'm saying that because you see a lot of people out there day by day taking a little bit here, a little bit there of gun control. Everyone says, oh, it's just this. Oh, it's just that. It's a cumulative. When you add it all up, the pieces of the puzzle come together, and eventually it's going to be total control of the guns. And that's why our founding fathers said, hey, we can't have this. We need that Second Amendment to fight against any tyrannical government actions, be it through Trump, Obama, whoever the idiot is that's leading this country. Maybe the Maduros of the world. He's got millions of people. They're pissed. They're eating dogs. They have no food. They can't do anything. You know, I don't know how much resistance they'll give them because they don't have guns. They're starving. You know, they're not. I can't see it being. You need a lot of army to quell this uprising, unfortunately. But you see how it works here. You know, you get these socialists like Maduro. They go out there and they turn the country into chaotic situations, crime-ridden hellholes, basically. Maduro's been told to be making a ton of money. You got crime all over. The capital is one of the worst in the world. And instead of abandoning this centralized, planned economy, they stick with it. Instead of abandoning it and going with something that will bring prosperity, something that will lower crime rates, Maduro says no. Instead, we're going to take your guns. And he had an ultimate plan like a lot of these politicians do. Let's take their guns. Let's say we're doing it for your safety. Then down the road, guess what? We have an unarmed mass civilization. He took away their guns. Now he has his socialist policies. And it's either you take it, you starve, you go without medicine, or we come after you, and I arm my militias. And so this should be a lesson for everybody. And that's why so many people get upset when you try to take more and more gun control, when you try to push more and more gun control upon individuals. It's socialist experiments like this. Do you want mass starvation, mass murder? Stuff can happen like that here in the United States, and it's frightening. I feel sorry for the people of Venezuela. This has been Francesco Abbruzzino with the Uncensored Report.